Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Just Mo Show. And today we are joined by one of our upcoming, events. We have Laura King, who is our Madonna tribute, coming to Cloud9 here in Barrow-in-Furness. I believe it's for the third time as well, my goodness. And that's coming on December 16th at the Cloud9 in Barrow-in-Furness this year. So, Laura, how are you, first and foremost? How are you doing? It must be nice to come back to Barrow.
Oh my gosh, I'm really well, thank you, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, it's my third time. I can't quite believe it that I got asked again to return. I was thinking after my second time, they're not going to want me again. But yeah, third time round, I'm really looking forward to it. So, yeah, definitely.
I have that, Ed sends me all the videos and the footage and content in a manner of sense from all the bands and artists, etc. And he said, let me know what you think. And because I'm quite profound with music as well, doing reactions on like my own separate channel, very big with music, doing performing arts growing up. So he sort of went, what do you think? And I went, absolutely loved it. I was like, absolutely fantastic. I said, I've got nothing else to say. She sounds fantastic.
So
I can understand why she's coming back for a third time.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, I just, all I want to do is get to know more about you, your career, your life, etc. So my first question for you, Laura, was when did you decide to do Madonna, and why? Why was it Madonna that you decided to become a tribute artist of?
Yeah, so I think the easy answer to that is I absolutely love Madonna. I've been, I'm going to say Madonna's biggest fan. I'm sure some people argue that. But when I was a little girl, Material Girl was out when I was about 4 or 5. And I used to dress up as Madonna back then, take all the money from my Monopoly board and throw it around to get my sister and her friends and my friends to be my backing dancers. So the easy answer is I've loved Madonna for a really long time. I've always bought her music, followed her, been to her tours, and enjoyed singing as her. I started out singing as myself. I sang with a band back in the day, and then went solo, and I really enjoyed it, and I still really enjoy it. And sometimes I sing as myself for, local pubs and friends for parties and things. But it was just the tribute was something that I really wanted to try. My brother-in-law, who's also a singer, who joins me in Barrow, he chatted to me about it. He's got lots of experience in the music industry, as we say, and he said about doing a tribute. So we went through quite a through, and the obvious choice for me was always Madonna. There are quite a few Madonna tributes on the circuit, so it was always like, I don't know, should I do it? But I think the thing for me is to do a tribute well and convincingly. You have to really like the person, you have to follow them, you have to, enjoy their music. But one of the funny things for me was that when I used to sing as myself in my brother-in-law's recording studio, he used to say, Laura, you've got your Madonna voice on. And it took me a long time to sing as myself because I'd always grown up singing as Madonna. So it was like learning to sing again in a really strange way. So then when we tried the Madonna tribute, it just worked really well. My voice, I've always sung along to her songs, and my voice seems to have kind of followed that. So to sing as her is easy. I absolutely love it. And yeah, it's like it pinched myself because it's my childhood dream and I'm now living it as an adult. So it's amazing. I'm really lucky.
I think that's the whole point with tribute artists. It's all about an artist that speaks to you in a manner of sense. And if you are a tribute act for an artist that you don't necessarily like, whose music you don't speak to, one, it's not going to be as fun, and two, it's not going to be as convincing. You're not going to be able to connect with many people because they're going to be like, oh, they're kind of half-assed in this, in a manner of sense, because you can tell that they're just very uninterested.
Yes.
They can't be bothered. This is just a quick paycheck for them.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
At the same time, that's when you just sort of like, well, we're not going to get them again. We might as well get a proper tribute act who actually enjoys their music, who enjoys performing their music. I mean, like I said, you've been you must have been doing it for quite some time. How long has it been that you've been doing Madonna? And like I said, this is your third time coming to Barrow.
It's crazy. So I performed my first Madonna gig in 2017. So it feels like I've been doing it for ages, but when you look at it like that, it's actually relatively new in a sense. Obviously, with COVID, I took a long break. And yeah, so it feels like I've been doing it for ages, not in a bad way, in a amazing way that I've been lucky enough to do it for this long. But yeah, it still also seems quite relatively new, and I'm really excited to see where I can go with it and moving forward. I first met Eddie obviously through Facebook, and we started chatting. He'd invited me the first time, and he's such a great guy. Obviously in this industry you meet lots of people, and I always say when I arrive to a gig, the way you're treated when you arrive, it makes such a difference to your performance. It makes such a difference to how comfortable and relaxed you're feeling. And he is just great. He's just amazing. Yeah. He's really funny, but really kind, really generous. He looks after you. As I say, my brother-in-law, my sister, I've brought my nieces along, and he looks after us all. And so for me, it was an absolute honour for him to ask us back. And it was a easy yes. It'll always be a yes.
Yeah, because I met Ed, I would say about a year and a bit ago, and it's when I was in the midst of doing a podcast with my friends. It was, and we had it at the home, which was it was kind of next door to the Cloud9, which is the lounge, and that's where we had our original home for it. And Ed, with his friends and Anne-Marie, they were always there having a few drinks, etc., before they opened. And then we were in there for our podcast, and they would have a chat with us, and when we were finished recording, etc., they told us what they liked and what they didn't like. And as time went on, I went back to Simon, who owns both of the buildings, both nightclubs or bars, as I see it as. And I told him about a talk show that I could eventually start doing. Simon loved it. Ed overheard it and said, "Hey, why don't you come with me, help me out with my shows, etc. We'll build you up, etc." And then as time went on, I think we're on like the fourth month now, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be in the position that I'm in now. He's helped out so much. And I've literally even said to him, I owe you a lot. Like, I owe you so much. Because if it wasn't for you, I don't know if the things that have happened to me, what has come my way, I don't think I would have been able to get it if it wasn't for the helping hand of yours. Yeah. So that's why I always say to him that you're too kind-hearted sometimes. And I'm absolutely. And some people do try and take advantage of that, because I'm a little bit like that, especially when I was younger. But now I'm a bit more cold-hearted with it a little bit, I would say. I'm a little bit more guarded, and you've really got to earn my trust, never mind my loyalty and respect. So when I look at Ed, he has got dark humour. I've noticed it. Like I said, I've known Ed. I've known him for 4 months now, and I'm like, it's why me and Ed get on extremely well, because we've both got quite dark humour. And so we've had a few people that work for the rescue that have gone. It's very odd how close you two are, because we speak to each other every day, pretty much. We speak to each other on the phone or on FaceTime together, and we're always joking back and forth, even when we're in person, and the dark jokes are there, and everyone's like, "Oh no!" So it can be quite oof when me and Ed are together.
Wow. I remember when my sister, I think it was my sister that came with me the first time. I think Glenn was there. But, I mean, we both said he's as mad as a box of frogs, but he's just the loveliest guy. Yeah. Some of his jokes are, you are sort of go, oh, and then you laugh. But he's just, you can tell it's all humour, and he's just so kind. It's just, he's a really nice guy. And I always think it's easy to say, for him to get people in and want to perform, but I always try and talk up for him as well, and say, look, you want to go and gig for him, he's a good guy, it makes a real difference that he's such a lovely guy. He's fab. I love him, he's brilliant.
So like I said, this is your third time in Barrow, so does Barrow kind of feel like a second home now? Does it feel like a kind of second home, like you know, you've been here that often, you're like, oh, I kind of like going up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh gosh, and it's such a long way from me. I mean, I'm in Southampton, so it's a
Oh,
long
that is a
way.
bit of a trek,
It's
Southampton.
a
My
way.
goodness.
So when I agreed to do it, obviously I knew it how far it was. My sister and her husband live in Chesterfield, so
Ah,
I go via theirs and then come up to Barrow. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely place to visit, and it's really nice because you get to experience all these new places. But yeah, it's a great place to visit, and yeah, instantly it's so comfortable. It's definitely like a second home, and yeah, I can't wait to come back. And as I say, everyone comes with me now. Everybody's like, we're coming.
I would say Barrow has the ability to make people, especially those that are from, I would say, a bigger city, you know, that are used to the city sort of life. They come
Yeah,
all the way up here and they just go, it's just such a proper small town. Like, it's small
it is.
town, small community, everybody knows each other.
Yeah,
A lot of people
yeah,
get on with each other. There are still some of those that, you know, need to be probably whacked around back at head a couple times because, you know, you just sort of like, got to grab hold of him by the ring of the neck and just sort of give
yeah.
him a big old shake and be like, what you doing? But at the same time, I think that's everywhere you go
Absolutely.
across the globe. You know, it doesn't matter where you go to, no matter town, small community, city, etc. In every single country, you're gonna get people like that. But yeah, I would say that Barrow, when it comes to unity, you know, becoming united and getting behind something,
Yeah.
the town are like, I would say, like, for a big instance is our football club, you know, which are then they're now in the uh, fourth tier, the fourth division of professional
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
You know, and we were in the fifth tier for quite a while, and then we got back up, and then the town started to have a bit of a buzz about it again. But then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
they started to do well. They've done some good transfer business, etc. And now they're playing well. They're playing some really, really entertaining football, and the town is just really getting behind them.
I
Every time they go for away games, they're getting like somewhere like over 500 fans going to
no
away
way.
games. And so, stating that for a League Two squad or a League Two club, that's massive. It's
Yeah.
massive. Even though Barrow's not the biggest of towns, it's got about maybe probably about 60,000 population. So
Yeah.
having that amount of people to go
Yeah.
for away
Crazy.
games, I mean, a lot of clubs do not like coming up here. We know that for a fact.
And then stick. No, but that's amazing. And you definitely feel that, you know, when you perform again, you can definitely tell whether the people that come to see you are there to enjoy themselves. I'm sure not all of them are Madonna fans because how can you possibly, you know, please everyone?
Oh
But
yeah.
everybody's up for a good time and everybody enjoys it and takes what they can from it. And yeah, it's a really nice feel. You can tell that you walk in and instantly you can feel it's going to be a good night and it's going to be a good crowd and then yeah, looking forward to coming back for the third time. I can't wait.
My goodness, because yeah, we had that with the Well Rid boys. We had Well Rid, a band that are fairly new. They came up about a month or so ago, and they came up and they opened for Green Days. They did a tribute to
Ah,
Green Day,
that
and
yeah.
they were just sort of like they brought them their merch, etc. All their merchandise. I think they sold over worth like £200, I think, for the night.
Yeah.
And they were like, they absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved it. Like, I was towards the back, you know, interviewing them at the end, a little bit drunk. But they were
As you,
just, you know, they were nagging at me to come out on a night out with them. So I was just sort of like,
that's
oh goodness.
amazing.
But they absolutely enjoyed it, and they just kept, you know, thanking us and, oh, thanks ever so much for having us.
Yeah.
And then they sounded amazing. But you know, we heard their music beforehand before I interviewed them the first time,
Yeah.
and I was like, these guys sound amazing. And
Good.
then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, you know, they performed live and they sounded even better, and I was just
Oh,
like, oh
amazing.
wow. And then I think that they are coming back next year. They are coming back for April of next year.
Oh, that's
We have
cool.
got, I think that we've got like a very highly requested all women's heavy metal band, Lady Rage, that are coming next April. They are
Amazing.
headlining next April, and they are one of the bands that are opening for them. And then I was
Oh,
like, get them in, because that's going to be an incredible event. And then we've got a fairly new band, like pretty much a brand new band. They've been a band for about I think about 4 or 5 months in Neon Oracle. They're coming as well. I've not long just done the interview with them. That was absolutely fantastic as well. So I'm looking forward to hearing what they've got. There is so much that we have got coming on as well for the rest of this year, because of course we have got Ladies' Night that's coming up at the end of this month.
If I wasn't so far or gigging, I'd be over for that one. Me and my sister keep saying, "Oh, that sounds good."
yes. I've got Ed all the time trying to wind me up to saying, "Don't get excited." I'm like, "What am I going to get excited about, Ed?" Like, for God's sake. You don't want to see the messages he sends me, and I'm like, "You're lucky I'm not next year," because there are some times I just want to. But I love him. So I see that you've supported Darfold. So how did this happen? Is there any connection between you and Darfolds?
Yeah, so Darfolds, you've heard me mention my brother-in-law, who's been in the music industry for a long, long time. Actually, I shouldn't say that because of the way his age, but he is the man behind Darfolds, and his band. He used to be, back in the day, he was in a boy band, very successful boy band, touring around the whole of the UK. I think they even went abroad and toured. So they were in a band called Exhale, and I used to go and follow them with my sister, and occasionally they'd ask me to get up on stage and sing with them, which is how I started my singing career, which is incredible. He subsequently went solo, and then since has rebranded as Darfolds. He writes, produces, does all his own videos. He's a very annoyingly clever guy. And so I'm lucky enough to be, obviously he's my brother-in-law, but he's one of my best friends, and we're really close. So I'm really lucky to get to do it alongside him. I do some vocals sometimes if he needs some harmonies. I've starred in some of his videos, and so it's been really nice, and it's really nice watching his journey, because obviously my Madonna journey is, as I say, it's relatively new, and he's really supported me with that. And then his Darfolds journey is new, but his songs and the production is just incredible. I know Eddie's a big fan of his. And
he has told me quite a bit. He has told me quite a lot about it as well. And he does seem quite excited to have him coming as well. My goodness.
So I'm calling my brother, but so it's really exciting, and it's someone that I'm really honoured. As I say, I'm really lucky to be involved with, and I know that there's lots of people that would really like to work alongside him, so I'm really lucky that I get to do that. So so it's fantastic.
My goodness. So you say he was a boy band. So what kind of boy band are we talking about? Are we on about One Direction or NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Right. Okay. I think if we had to compare him to, it's a difficult one. Probably maybe like between Five and Backstreet Boys.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Oh my God. So they used to
love a bit of Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah, and they used to sing. So they were Glenn and Vinny. They were the two main front singers, and they had obviously a drummer, guitarist, and they used to end their set with a full Monty performance. We'll just say that. So if they weren't already popular with what they performed, which was all the boy band stuff, it was fantastic. They did all the dances. Yeah, they used to end with a spinning chair, for which they used to bring a girl up from the audience and then perform to Tom Jones's "You Can Leave Your Hat On," is it? Yeah. And
I could only imagine if the guy wanted to sing, "I Want It That Way" whilst doing it, or singing a little bit of Sexual Healing or something. Yeah. It's or bye 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 or something. And I'm just like, why am I seeing it? Why am I envisioning it?
But you can imagine it. We're going to have to find some old video footage, I think, to prove it. But obviously he married my sister. And then at their wedding, him and the other singer performed a little something for the wedding. Yes, it was very exciting.
And you're just like,
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I shouldn't be enjoying this, but I really am.
I mean, your sister's giving you the eye. You're like, you're just trying to sip your champagne, just trying not to look, not trying to look directly in her eye. Right? Don't get any trouble. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. That would be me. That'd probably be me as well. I'd be sat there with a glass of champagne or a pint, and I'd just be like, "I've got my sister staring at me. I'm not looking.
Nothing to see here.
I've got nothing to. I've got nothing to. No. Then she tries to speak to you. You don't know how to speak. You're like, what you saying?
Yeah, moving on. So,
that had to be a bit of a sort of like, can you tell him he's done it again? you go for another family reunion. He said, "Babe, he's at it again."
To be fair, we keep talking about a reunion, an Exhale reunion. I feel like it needs to happen. So maybe that's something we need to organise for one of Eddie's events in the future. That would be exciting.
That should be awesome. I mean, have you ever met Madonna? And if not, would you love to?
Oh, I would probably wet my pants. I have never met Madonna.
Just let me.
I would absolutely love to. I don't know that I should, because when you think, oh God, it would be like a once in a lifetime moment, and I'd probably fall to pieces and probably cry like a baby or something, and really, not make the most of it. But no, I haven't met her. I've been lucky enough to see her perform. So the last time I saw her was at the London Palladium in 2020 when she did her Madame X tour, and it was so intimate. It was incredible. I burst into tears when she came out on stage, and it was, I mean, anybody that says she should have given up, absolute nonsense. She's still an incredible performer, and
absolutely.
I do think, I thought that London Palladium, I thought this is the last time she's going to tour, and then out she comes with a new tour and excites us all. So, but no, I would, meeting her would be my absolute dream. But whether I'd want to, whether I'd come out looking well myself, I'm not sure. But there we go.
We just got to make some phone calls. I'll let Ed know.
If anyone's going to arrange it, it's going to be you and Ed, I think. Let's get on to it.
just Ed, if you've seen this, just get the phone going. Get the phone book out. get the phone book out, Ed. My goodness.
But no, so I haven't, but I'd love to. And but seeing her on stage, I've been lucky enough to do several times. So, and I'm going to see her in October in London, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, because I would say that when it comes to anything that I kind of do, I've got Chris Miles, who I highly respect when it comes to a host, presenter, or interviewer. I've always looked up to him. James Corder's another one. Graham Norton's another one as well. And then it comes to sort of like the entertainment sort of industry, when it comes to acting, Daniel Radcliffe has always been an individual that I've highly respected. When it comes to YouTube, I grew up watching the Sidemen, and I would just love to meet them and just pick their brains. Yeah. Because they've been doing YouTube for 10, 11 years, something like that, and I would just love to sit down with them, have a few pints, and just pick their brains. That's all I would love to do with those guys, because they've got so much knowledge. They've got so much knowledge on making content entertaining, fun. They're still doing it 10 years of being together. The best mates. I'm like, I've got close friends, and none of them would ever do what I do. So seeing them together, it kind of makes me a little bit jealous, because I wish that I had a close-knit friendship within a group of lads that I could make content with and just mess around on the internet and just be like playing video games or going out and about in public, just making ourselves look like an idiot. I'm like, well, I do that on a normal basis whenever I'm not with my mates.
I didn't know that was a bit.
I kind of do that on a normal basis. It's kind of, a blonde thing, I think it is for me.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Because everyone's just sort of like, you're an idiot. I went, but I'm not as dumb as what most blondes are like, but I have my moments. I have got my moments. My mum does say that to me as well. You do have your moments. I went, I know. I mean, I am your son, so I can't help
Yeah.
that. My goodness.
And it makes life more interesting, doesn't it?
Oh,
Because I have the
absolutely.
exact. So, who wants to be boring? There's no fun in that.
Oh no, there is no
But
fun in that whatsoever.
no,
You
yeah,
know.
no. So no, I'd love to. Do you know what? I'd actually obviously love to pick her brains about her music and probably just, like I say, sit and be a giggly girl. But I'd like to know what she thinks about tributes, and I'd love, gosh, hearing what she thought. Do you know what I mean? Can you
Yeah.
imagine like her watching me perform and then telling me what she thought? It would
Yeah.
just be amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely
Because
amazing.
that's kind
Can't
of
imagine.
myself with my content that I
Yeah,
do and showing it to, the sidemen, etc., or other
yeah,
content creators or any other sort of presenter or interviewer host, showing it to them and then asking for their feedback and then them
yeah.
giving me the feedback and saying what they like, saying what I need to improve upon. I'd be like,
Mm.
oh, like that would be so like knowledge that would be so valuable in
Well,
sort
it's
of,
priceless, isn't it? I mean, you
it'd
can't put.
be complete, yeah, absolutely priceless sort of knowledge
Yeah,
that you could get from people that
yeah,
you have admired that do the same work as you. They've been doing it a lot longer. They've been doing it extremely well and successfully for many, many years. Because, I mean, Madonna has got a lot of sort of elaborate outfits, some crazy costumes, the whole
yeah.
galore. I mean, what is the hardest costume you have that, to perform in, and how long did it take you to get them on?
Yeah. So the outfits was one of the best bits because when I was little, I always dressed up as Madonna, and obviously I used to just pull things together and make the best of what I had. So when I started, it was like, ooh, I get to get the costumes. So I started off sort of pulling things together myself. And then when I realized, no, actually, this is, I'm really enjoying this. I'm getting good feedback. I want to go ahead with this. Then I started getting things made, and it's exciting. So the cone costume that obviously she wears most famously for Express Yourself, that is it's one of those costumes. It's quite restricting. It's like quite difficult to move about in, but it also you feel a little bit vulnerable in it. That's all I can say. So
Yeah,
you don't want to be like jumping around too much. Let's just put it that way.
yeah.
But it's a fabulous costume, and yeah, so that one I'm really excited about. And obviously, I really love when I was little. My main one was the white, like a virgin costume, where she wears the veil and the white corset and
Oh, right, yes.
the
She has
yeah, with
had
the boy
some.
toy
She
belt.
has had some incredible costumes and outfits, etc. She's had some.
Oh,
It's a similar sort of thing. Sort of, I see how Lady Gaga kind of took it
yeah,
from her as well. And I think Lady Gaga kind of had like even more elaborate sort of clothing towards what Madonna did. But Madonna was more. It wasn't quite out there, but it was extremely creative, and at the same time,
yeah,
she just made
yeah,
it work.
yeah.
She's
Did
just one
and
of those
sometimes
individuals that just made it work, and I think you could say
yeah,
the same for Lady Gaga as well. But
yeah,
Madonna was really the first to really do it. You just sort of watching,
do
you're
it.
like, why did she make it work? Like,
I
how?
know. How is this?
How? Like
She
like you said, a corn, and she had a corn. I said, how she made that
yeah,
work?
I don't know who wants that. Like, what? Well, how did that get thought up? But no, I mean, she always pushed the boundaries, didn't she? And she always wanted to shock. That's always been how she's been famous for doing shocking things and pushing. And do you know what? She's done loads for women as well. I think,
Yeah,
pushing the boundaries for female performers. I do genuinely believe that. And yeah, so I mean, like I say, I love all her costumes. I recently had the holiday costume, with the polka dots. Do you remember that one with the polka dot shirt and the white? And I love that one. That's really exciting as well. But gosh, I mean, I love them all. Every time I go online, I think, oh no, this is dangerous because I find a new costume that I want to get, and then, as I say, I have to find someone that will make it. And yeah, it's a dangerous game.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, absolutely manic it is. It's actually sort of all the costumes. My goodness, I mean, never mind an hourglass figure. We want the corn figure. But I mean, you're such a massive fan of Madonna. What song of hers truly spoke to you growing up, or just any time in life? What was the one Madonna song that just really spoke to you?
Yeah, so funnily enough, I got asked this yesterday. It was Madonna's birthday yesterday, by the way. Did you know that? And
Oh
yes,
no, I didn't.
65. She was 65 yesterday.
She
How
does.
incredible does she be
Uh,
65? But I got asked this
65. I
very
thought she
question
was a little bit
yesterday.
older. To be perfectly honest, I thought she was a little bit older than 65.
You know,
I think my granddad's a little bit older than her. I think.
So, but no, I got asked this yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's too hard. But I think, as I say, growing up, Material Girl was a big song for me, and Papa Don't Preach, I used to sing in the playground at school. I can remember Crazy for You, I loved. But I think the song for me in 1990, when she came out with Like a Prayer, my mind, it was just one of those songs. It grabbed me, and I think that was when I realized that I also really enjoyed singing, because I think up until that point I'd sung along and I knew I loved Madonna and I knew I loved impersonating Madonna, but it was like a game. But when Like a Prayer came out, I was like, this is the song. And then I started singing in karaoke, as you know, and I'd always sing Like a Prayer. And it's still I mean, I still listen to all her songs, but Like a Prayer, I think, is probably the one for me that really got me and it stayed with me. And when I went to see her, when she performed Like a Prayer, it was just, the room went crazy and it was incredible.
Yeah, because I think for me, when I was, you know, in my younger years, there was one song that really hit me, and it was Ed Sheeran, Supermarket Flowers.
Oh, great song.
When I heard that, it went boof, and just, because I could tell that it took a lot out of him to not only write the song, but to record it as well. Like, it was coming towards the end of the song, you can generally hear the pain in his voice, and I'm like, he's lost someone very near and dear to him. So
oh gosh,
and I was just sort of like, and that's, you know, I had my grandmother who passed in 2020, and that was one of the songs that I played a lot of, that kind of helped in a manner of sense, you know, because it was that one song where, because of course it was through COVID, we couldn't go to see her at the hospital, nothing, you know, and I think that we were very, very thunderstruck because she was doing so well. She was having a knee operation. She then contracted COVID, and then she got better. Then she had a knee surgery. It was a success, and then she suffered a heart attack, I believe. And then a couple of days later, I mean, I remember it was about 2 days before the heart attack came. She looked fine, but then all of a sudden, boom, the health deterioration. I think just sort of caught up to her, and and then, you know, the others went to see her after she had passed and whatnot, and I went, I can't do it, I can't go, because the memory I have of her, I can't see her like that. And so that's when I just sort of went, when I heard that song by Ed Sheeran, it just really spoke to me in so many ways that I could never understand, because it came out a while before my grandmother did pass.
you heard it struck
then
a chord,
when I went back to it, I went, oh, this means so much more than I could have ever imagined. And so I was like, now I can sort of reminisce, and I can understand, you know, I can understand the emotions that Ed Sheeran is feeling in this song, because I'm going through it right now. So that's one of the songs that really spoke to me. My goodness. So you've clearly got, you know, a lot of love for music, especially Madonna, but, you know, has there been any other artist over the years that have really inspired you or spoke to you with their music or their sound?
Gosh, I mean, I just love music in general. And do you know what? Sometimes I hear a song and I have no idea who it's even by, if you know what I mean. And then I always Shazam it, and then I'm like, right, I'm going to listen to that. I think growing up, so for me, growing up, Madonna, and I don't think I really swayed away from that particularly. I mean, we all had our boy bands. I love Take That.
Yes.
You know, and that they were a big influence on my life. I think growing up, I was a teenage girl, and you know, Take That
Westlife, McFly, Busted. I was very
absolutely.
They were big for me.
But my sister always loved, at the same time as me loving Madonna, she loved George Michael. So I grew up listening to a lot of that. So I really, really love his music and the passion that you could hear in his music. So yeah, I'd hate to have to pin it down, really. Michael Jackson, I still really enjoy listening to his.
Michael was just a different kind of kettle of fish with his music. Oh my goodness. I still got about 2 of his CDs still to this day. And whenever I want to, I could just put it in, and I'm like, oh, you know, there are
It's just
he's just got so many just phenomenal songs. Just
absolute.
too many he's got. Like, I even said it has to be a crime to be this good. To be
I
this,
know.
like,
I know.
like a lot of people kind of have a hissy fit over Bruno Mars and that he gets sort of like, oh, Bruno reminds him of MJ and Prince. I'm like, the reason to why he does is because he's that consistent. Because
Yes.
MJ and Prince were that consistent with their music at a very high level, never missed a beat. Every single song they released was an absolute hit. And Bruno was exactly the same. Every song he released was a hit.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Even still to this day, you know, he released his album with Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic. That album, I absolutely adore it because it's old school. I was like, oh, it's like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s R&B and, you know, soul, etc. And I'm just sort of there like, oh, why does nobody make music like this anymore? Why does nobody make music like this anymore? This is, you could tell they had so much fun making that album.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can hear it, even when they performed live. And I was just like, oh my god! Imagine watching these men live.
Oh, it'd be incredible. So I went to see Bruno actually quite a few years ago.
He's apparently sensational live.
Oh, he did not drop a note, like not once. He didn't. It was incredible. I'll tell you another person that I saw actually, because my daughters and my nieces absolutely love Ariana Grande.
She's supposed to be sensational live.
Oh my gosh. I mean, just amazing. Again, did not drop a note, absolutely pitch perfect all the way through it. It was incredible. And so I think the thing is, I think when you think to music, back when I was younger, certainly, there were so many amazing people they're timeless. I think people will listen to them. But a lot of people say, don't they, well, who have we got now that's the same as that? And I think we've got less people. But Ed Sheeran certainly will be remembered for a very long.
Absolutely. He's one artist that truly did speak to me throughout his career and near enough.
Yeah.
You know,
and again,
his earlier music especially was just simply breathtaking, and he's supposed to be absolutely stunning live. Him, a guitar and a loop pedal, and I'm like,
it's
name
amazing.
me one other artist that can do that and still manage to put on a show. And still have everybody leaving with a happy face at the end of it.
When we went to see him, it literally, you look around the arena or the stadium that you are, when we went to see, and I'm saying, it's just him. There's no band, there's no dancers, there's no stage fillers at all. It's just him and his guitar and his loop pedal. And every single person in that stadium is in the palm of his hands. It's incredible. He is.
So I mean, like we were stating, you know, Ed Sheeran, just one of those kind of artists that is so different to, I think, a lot of people that we've ever seen before.
Yeah.
You know, is just so real. You know, he's just simply stripped back everything and just gone, all I need is a guitar that'll make the beat for me. It'll also, if I strum it, it brings out chords. I've got a loop pedal. I will, you know, do all my harmonies, my melodies, and record it through that, and it'll play it back. And
it's amazing.
Then two microphones, one to record for the loop pedal, one for just myself and everybody, and then that's it. And then I'm just sort of sat there going, how can you be that talented?
It's incredible.
In a stadium of, say, hundreds of thousands of people, I'd still have everybody leaving going, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's
that's just talent in a nutshell.
It is. And he will definitely be up there with all the ones that we've had in the past. I think he will be the one from from this generation that people will remember in many, many, many years to come.
Yes, absolutely. I do completely agree. You know, I also grew up listening to Michael Bublé as well. Or as I like to call him, Michael Bubble. You know, because we all have what we call the Bublé bath. All those Bublé fans. You know, we have a Bublé bath, bubble bath, candles, Bublé soundtrack. That's what you need.
I didn't know this. I'm going to have to join this. I didn't know about this. So there you go.
Get ready to enter heaven, because it is. Oh, the first time I did it, I was like, oh, it's nothing. And then you do it, it's just his voice comes in, you're like, oh, wow. You just end up being it. So I actually fell asleep the first time I did it in the bath.
Oh my God.
I was just so relaxed. Because a lot of Bublé's music is very relaxing, not much of it is, upbeat. I would say
no, you're right,
with a heavy upbeat tempo. It's very smooth, a bit more on the jazz side or the blues side. And, we all know Mr. Michael Bublé's got a fantastic voice himself. And so when he does sing, you're like, oof. Because even I, seeing him in interviews, seeing Jack Whitehall just sort of fanboying a little bit over him, it's just sort of like, I think that would be me with him as well, because I grew up listening to his music. And like a lot of my friends, they were all into their rap. And especially my old friends, they were like, Chris Brown and stuff like that, and I'm just I'm just sort of like, I like his music, don't get me wrong, but when I'm relaxing at home, no. If I'm
there's nothing relaxing about that.
No, because what do I want to do? Do I want to get in the rave and just sort of be doing this? I know I want to relax when I'm at home. I'll have Bruno on. I'll have Michael Bublé, Ed Sheeran, maybe Adele. Those sort of artists are just so important, because they're the kind of artists that you can listen to any kind of day. When you are on, by yourself, or you are with your friends, and everybody still loves their music.
Absolutely.
And I can understand why a lot of people can be a bit sort of like, oh, that's not my sort of music. And like, people that say that they're fans of music, I go, you can't be that much of a fan of music if you don't want to listen to anybody else, or just stick to one genre. That's not being a fan of music. That's what you call being a fan of music. Everybody has different taste, I understand, but all it's about is you can appreciate other types of music, other genres of music.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said to the Well Rid guys, I said to Green Days, I've said to other heavy metal band that we've had at these events, I go, I'm not massive with heavy metal. I'm not, but I can appreciate good sounding music when I hear it. And if it catches my ear and I like it, I will give you credit. I will give you praise. And, and I even said, if the people of Barrow like it, best believe a lot of others are going to like it. They'll get behind it very much so, because this town's very, very tough. It's a very tough time. It's a very tough town to crack. Do you know, as I said, do you know that you're the only artist that has appeared 3 years back to back to back? How does that make you feel that you're going to be coming back for a third time?
I feel really, do you know what? It's really amazing. It's such a nice feeling. And last year, when I was there, and I sort of couldn't believe I was asked back the following year, to be honest, because I thought, well, that's quite, that could happen if you're singing as a just sort of all genres music, but with a tribute, it doesn't usually happen like that. So when Eddie came in and said, oh, they love you, we've had several people asking you to come back next year, would you come? I was like, absolutely. And last year I remember saying to my sister and to Glenn in the dressing room, I was like, there's no way I'll be coming back next year. It's just not going to happen, because why would they want it 3 years in a row? And then Eddie came in and he just stood in the doorway with a little smirk on his face, and he was like, guess what? And I said, what? And I was thinking, oh no, what? I was worried. And he said, you're coming back next year. And I said, I can't believe it. This is ridiculous. But such a lovely feeling. But, I'm already planning, because I want to do something different, because obviously I don't want to do the same Madonna show that I did the first time, and last year I wanted to make it different. So I've got some ideas of what I'm going to do this year to make it different to the previous two. So I won't reveal any of those, but so I'm very excited.
Are we going to hear like any kind of covers at all from maybe different artists that are in the same genre, or maybe even a different genre?
Yeah, I mean, Eddie did mention that, and obviously my brother-in-law's coming with me, and I know Eddie's really keen on him performing a couple of his Darfolds tracks, but I know a very popular choice obviously is Glenn and I singing Lady Antebellum, so we may perform that one for you.
Is that a little bit of a tease? Is that
Yeah,
just a little bit?
we might, but no, I mean, we both really really enjoy performing that one. So yeah, that might be, if everyone's really pleased, then we might do that one. But yeah, no, who knows? I'm going to make sure I make it different and exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Have loads of fun, so I can't wait.
My goodness, I mean, this interview has been absolutely fantastic because I've only got one more question for you, Laura, and I can finally let you go. I can finally release you, as he said, release the house. But my final question is: are you looking forward to the event? Are you excited to return to the event and to Barrow? Because of course, like we said, this is the the third time now, and it's like. You're just a year, an annual regular here now, and it's.
I am. I'm like a piece of an old piece of furniture now. I cannot wait. I'm really excited. As much as anything, obviously, I can't wait to see Eddie and yourself and Anne-Marie and see all the lovely people. Obviously, it's for an animal rescue, so that's just the icing on the cake. We're all big fans of the food. My sister's husband is celiac, so he can't eat gluten, and they made him a fabulous hot pot when he came last year. That's all he talks about, so which is hilarious. And so, but no, do you know what? I can't wait. I'm really excited to see everybody. I can't believe that it will be December. That's a bit scary, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming back and seeing everybody and having a great night and having some fun.
We have got some incredible events coming for next year. Like I said, we have got Lady Rage coming in April next year. They have got Neon Oracle and Well Rid opening up for them. And then in June, we've got a very popular and well-liked DJ. We've only been able to get this guy a handful of times for short sort of segments for like 20, 40 minutes. We've got this individual for full hour set now this time around. Excellent. And that's Andy Whitby. He's going to be coming back, and I'm going to be interviewing Andy probably within the next couple of months. Amazing. As well, so I'm looking very much forward to that because I know a lot of people will enjoy that interview with Andy because especially within the younger demographic, a lot of people enjoy his music. And enjoy seeing him perform. And he comes to Barrow and comes to Cumbria quite a lot to perform. He's done quite a lot of events over in Cumbria over the last probably 2 or 3 years now. But I'm looking forward to see what else that event holds for. I think we've got even some bigger names, I think, as well, that could potentially be coming for next year. Ed, like I said, Ed calls me near enough every single day to tell me about the things that we've potentially got coming, etc. And some of the names that he has said, I've kind of done a double take on. I'm like, huh? Are you serious? And so that's why we keep asking everybody, get behind these local events. Because the more you get behind these local events, the bigger that they're going to get and the bigger the names that are going to be. Who knows? We have got the lovely Laura King, who is your Madonna tribute. Before you know it, we could get the actual Madonna. Who knows? But that's only if you get behind these events.
We could be doing a double act.
Yeah, but we always say, like, I think the tickets for the event, I think that the tickets for the event or the passes for the Christmas Extravaganza is £15, I think it is at this moment in time. And I think that we've still got a half price offer for all NHS workers and care workers for that event as well. They get half price on those tickets, I believe, as well. So that's also with the same in August 27th for Ladies' Night as well. That's one's for you ladies, maybe even you guys. I don't know. We've got 3 of the top UK male performers, and then we've also got a hilarious drag queen.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I know what you're thinking. It's not me. I may have done drag before, but that was because I was acting. Okay. It's happened once. It's happened once. Yes, it's because I had to play as Mrs. Brown. That's why. And so,
amazing.
yes, so it's because I can do her voice and her laugh, and so
Okay.
yes, so that's why when I was at college, they decided to be like, Jordan can do it, and I was like,
Oh, well, they can have a performance as well.
who knows? Who knows? If you're
Yeah.
really lucky, Agnes Brown might make
There you go.
might come.
That's a teaser also.
That's a teaser also for the next event. So you never know. Keep your eyes peeled because Agnes Brown could be coming in. You got to keep your you got to keep your ears peeled for the Mrs. Brown soundtrack to come in. All of a sudden, dun 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 dun. You're like, there we go. You just got me coming out the corner going, hey. You're like, oh, here we go.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness, Laura, thank you ever so much for taking the time at your day to have a nice little chin wag with me. It's been awesome getting to know more about you, more about your career and your life, etc. I'm looking forward to meeting you and all your friends and family when it comes to December 16th. We'll see. I will see you all then and there. Thank you ever so much for your time.
Thank you so much. See you soon.
No problem. See you later now.
Take care.
Take care. Bye now. Alright folks, that is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. This is a long interview as well, do apologise. I've got some editing to do today. But thank you all so much for watching. That is going to be it for today. If you are somehow new here to the Just Small Show, please do not hesitate to subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. Click that bell as well so you're up to date with every single upload, every single interview, every single bit of PR sort of information that you need to know about upcoming events to Barrow Furnace and throughout the northwest of the United Kingdom. Thank you all ever so much for stopping on by. I will see you all next time. This has been your boy, Just Small. Click that like button too, which helps out with the algorithm, gets the videos out there a little bit more. Please and thank you. You can click the dislike button as well. You know, I'm not your mum, I can't tell you what to do. And also, get down in the comments with anything that you would like to add. If you'd like to know more about the events, more about the artists, more about the bands, or if it's just anything else that you would like to add, get down in the comments. I do pride myself very much so on replying to each and every single one of you in the comment section. That's going to be it for now. I'll see you all next time. God bless. Take care. Peace.